I've got a really girly card for today's video, but I just think it's lovely, and it's a beautiful way to use your Striplet dies. The dies and embossing folders we're using today include the Ravello. That's going to be the star of the show. I'm going to be using the Sweetheart flowers and showing you a way that you can make a pretty flower with that, but there's a whole bunch of different ways you can use them. I'm accenting with the lace-edged leaves. And the sentiment is on the pierced flags. The sentiment itself comes from the Delightful Sentiment set, which is a clear stamp set by Creative Expressions. And I'm going to be using the Bed of Roses A4 embossing folder for just a little bit of texture on the background. I think we'll start there. Now I've cut a piece of milk colored card out, just like a 5x5. It's a little bit smaller than the actual card, but that's about all that's going to show. So we're going to just do a bit of embossing with the Bed of Roses. So I'll pop that inside and put that through our platinum machine. There we go. Get a really pretty emboss from this. Let me grab a little pokey tool, peel that off. So we're going to use that in the center of our background, just as the base piece. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in place, and then we'll work around the edge of that. Just center that right about in the middle there. Okay, so the next thing, I'm going to cut the Ravello Striplet, and I've got several of them already done, but I'm going to cut one more for you. Pop that into place. I've got an outside edge and the decorative piece in the middle, so let's center that up. Tape it into place. There we go. And pop that down, bring our cutting plate back over. Yeah. Oops. That looks like it's nicely cut. Do a little bit of a pass with our tool in one, take out some of the bigger pieces, and remove our tape. There we go. Peel that back. Just kind of work your fingers down the edge there, and you get a really beautiful striplet that way. Okay, so now let's tidy up a little bit. I'm going to back that with some blush card that I've cut already with just the outside piece to it. So a little bit of spray glue on there. We'll put those together. There we go. Just line those up. Start from the edge and just kind of work your way down. Okay, get that nice and adhered. So the next thing I want to do is I want to take the striplets I've cut and line them around the edge. And I've already put a little bit of mounting foam. So I'm going to start here, right on the side. That looks pretty good. And let me put a piece of mounting foam on the back of the one we cut. And we're going to just create a frame with them. So they'll just overlap a little bit on the top. There we go. Take the next one, and I've just put mounting foam in the middle. So let's see if I've got that right about the right place. There. And the last one. Now if you want to create one where you've gone over, under, you could stick this one underneath and put this one over the top and keep that same pattern. Let me just pop that up a little bit. There we go. Put that one on top there. Okay, so you've got a really nice frame started from all your striplets. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is put my sentiment on, and I've gone ahead and stamped and cut out the congratulations, and I've done it on milk and then onto blush card as a matte. I'm going to pop the edge of that just right under there. We'll keep it just a little offset like that. And I'm going to add a tiny bit of glue right in the center of this one to hold that last piece down. That'll work. Now, for my flower, I've gone ahead and cut one in the solid one in milk card and the outline one in the blush card. So I'm going to add them together with a little bit of spray glue. And I went ahead to do the original flower and cut all 3 sizes, but to show you how I've made it, I'm just going to do the large one so it's a little bit easier to see. Okay, put that on there, get it nice and centered like that. So what you want to do is just take some scissors, trim it right down the line, okay? And if you want to do a little bit of pre-folding, you can kind of put a little bit of movement into your flower. And I'm just going to use some glue on one of the lobes of the flower, and I'm going to pop it right behind the one behind it. Hold that into place until that dries. Take a second. So you've got just a tiny little bit of a cone going on that flower. And I've done all 3 of them and mounted them inside of each other so you have something that's got a tiny bit of dimension to it and doesn't lie quite flat. So it gives it a really pretty different look to your flower. So we'll use this one, and I've done all 3 sizes that way. And we'll seat it onto some satin ribbon that I've tied a little messy bow with. Pop that right onto the edge there. Just kind of arrange your loops a little bit. Got a little bit of tulle that we're going to put on there. I'm going to set that right off to the side of that. Put my flower into place right between the 2 there. Okay. And I'm going to seat the lace edge leaves around it. And I think I'll just use some glue for that, and we'll tuck them underneath, coming out from our flower. I've got quite a few here. And you've got kind of a left and a right facing on this, so you can make them go either direction that you like. And let's try that. Give that a second. In fact, what I'll probably do is put a little bit of glue on one of the stems, and we can raise that up a tiny bit. And I like having it come a little bit out from the original one on the bottom. I think that's quite pretty, so I'm going to just add that underneath there. Tuck it under so it's a tiny bit longer. Gives it a little more flourish. Just get that to stay right like that. And we'll trim this down. What I love about accent leaves and whatnot is you don't have to use the entire part of the leaf. You can cut it up and use little bits and bobs of it coming around and out from different spots. In fact, we could probably just use this bottom leaf too. Pop that into place right on the back side of it here. Just a little extra something coming from there. And there you have it. Got an absolutely gorgeous card that could be used for just about anything, even a wedding or an anniversary card.